What's up, sarsaparilla? It's your girl Sassy J, and welcome back to my channel, guys, or welcome back. Listen, this video is late because right now it's like 12:35 when I just checked it, so you guys know this is coming in very late. But I just caught up on episode 9 and 10 of Love is Blind UK, and boy, guys, do you know what? I'm not gonna lie, I feel sad, but let me just take it step by step, episode by episode. But before I get into the video, please give the video a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. Please subscribe. So guys, let me start with a recap of episode 9. So in episode 9, we saw where Freddie is talking to Catherine's friends. And for me personally, by the way, guys, if I'm talking a bit low, it's because I'm trying not to wake people up in this house. For me personally, I did not like how Catherine spoke to Freddie in front of her friends, because obviously Catherine's friends were asking him, like, you know, how does he feel about everything, and he was saying, you know what, we do have challenges, and he was talking about the fact that he felt like maybe Catherine was a little bit bougie, or maybe she's used to the bougie lifestyle, and he just sometimes worry whether, you know, he can kind of like fulfill that need of hers. You know what I'm saying? I do not like how she responded. At the end of the day, sometimes you have to remember there's a time and a place. And I feel like, you know, the way she was like, oh, you know, I talked to you about this many times and now you're starting to piss me off. And I'm just like, babe, calm down. For me, I just do not feel, you know, that was necessary. And she keeps just really annoying me every time I see her in the episode. I just look at her and I just don't feel like her intentions are genuine. I feel like, for me, she just feel like she's bagged a guy with money and a guy with looks, and she's gonna hang on to it because she doesn't want to do a prenup, and she's talking to her friends about the prenup, and the friends are like, well, you know, it kind of gives the feeling as if he's already thinking about you guys, you know, divorcing or separating. You know, that's why he's trying to put the house in his sister's name, or for her to get it in case anything happens. But I'm just like, okay, but you know, if you can say that about Freddie, you know, what about Freddie looking at her and thinking, well, she's already thinking about herself and what she can get from, you know, the marriage, because you're more concerned with a prenup. Like, if you came in to this and not wanting that, and I don't get me wrong, because I got two sides to this prenup argument, right? But if you come into this marriage, you don't know this person, you have to understand where it's coming from. If you genuinely wanted to just be with him and it has nothing to do with what he has, you would have no problem signing a prenup. Listen, don't get me wrong, I get it at the same time, because you don't want to be with somebody years down the line and then, you know, you're left with nothing, right? But for me personally, at the end of the day, I felt like this situation can be handled in many different ways. It can be handled because at the end of the day, yes, he might have in the prenup that his sister gets a house, but there's wills, right? So if anything happens to him and there's a will, do you know what I mean? If he passed away or whatever, they can make a will and he can will the house to her. Do you know what I mean? So there's so many different ways around it. Is my camera lean? Okay, I think I'm okay now. But yeah, but I'm just thinking, for me, she's too focused about the whole money situation. I feel like she needs to worry less about that. You know, so for me, I'm still not feeling the whole Catherine situation, guys. I don't know what you guys think. Comment down below, let me know. But I just don't feel like she's for him. And, you know, and Freddie's friend asked him whether if there was times that he just felt like he wanted to say F this and just leave it, you know, and he said, yeah, like obviously when she snaps at him and she behaves a certain kind of way. But for me personally, I could see the doubts in Freddie. I feel like he knows that this is not for him. He knows that, you know, marrying Catherine probably is not going to be the right decision. And I just hope that he follows his heart in this one, because he'd be making a mistake. He would be making a mistake. And I feel like when Catherine is talking to him, you know, on a one-to-one, and she's trying to tell him about the dress and whatever and how she felt in the dress, I felt like she was almost kind of like trying to drive it into him, like, you know, we have to get married, let's get married, we need to get married, because she knows like Freddie is a good catch. Freddie is a good catch. Do you know what I'm saying? So for me personally, I just don't trust her motive, and I don't want Freddie to go ahead and marry her. I'm gonna be honest, I don't want him to go ahead and marry her. I also feel like, because even when Freddie met Catherine's mom and dad, you know, and the mom said, you know, you look a bit happier. She said, yeah, I'm much happier because I don't have to be at home washing dishes. For me, that's another indication that she's actually spoiled, because at the end of the day, you know, it just shows that they must have a lot of conflict between them at home from time to time with Catherine and her mom. Because for you to say such a comment, do you know what I'm saying? And for me, to be honest, go find a job. If you're not working, you should be able to do stuff around the house. But she needs to focus. She's a dental nurse, she says, right? So at the end of the day, like, I don't know. But I just don't trust her for him. And that's for me. Tom, this is the next thing. I wrote down my notes. I don't trust Tom, right? And I'm basing this off episode 9, because while I was watching it, I just don't like that every time Tom talks to anyone, the first thing he brings up is that him and Maria have issues, and they always clashing and all these kind of things. And obviously I could tell for me that he just doesn't like the fact that he feels like he will have to take full responsibility financially when it comes to Maria, right? And we hear Maria saying to his sister, like, I just don't feel comfortable paying for somebody's mortgage. So basically, I think when she said that, Tom is thinking, well, if you're not going to move in with me and, you know, pay my mortgage, like, together, you know, that means you're going to live with me and I'm going to be the one still footing it. Realistically, he was footing it before she moved in, so he should be able to do that. However, you have to consider marriage is a partnership. So at the end of the day, even if he's going to continue to pay the mortgage, she should be able to assist with food, the bills, etc. It's a two-way street, okay? So I completely get that fear. He might probably thinking, okay, well, if I go down this route, you know, I'm going to have to be financially, like, stable for both of us. So I think that kind of scared him as well. But every time I look at Tom, and every time he talks, I felt the doubt. So I'm not actually surprised that he decided not to marry Maria in episode 10. For me, for a minute there, I thought he was going to. I was thinking to myself, because watching episode 9, I said, no, he's not going to do it. He's not going to go through it. He's going to leave her at the altar. But then when he spoke to Maria's mom, and he was saying to her, you know, and she said to him, please just respect her, take care of her. And he said, I won't let you down, I promise. In that moment, I thought to myself, oh my God, he might just go through with it. You know, I started to believe that he was actually going to go through with it and marry her because of the stuff that he was saying. Now, he's going there making promises. Why are you making promises to the woman when you can't keep those promises? Do you know what I'm saying? You should have just not said anything. Don't say anything. You hands on heart promise her mother, do you know what I'm saying, that I'm going to love her, I'm going to take care of her, do you know what I mean? And I won't let you down. And what you do, you leave the girl at the altar. Like, don't make promises you can't keep. Do you know what I'm saying? So I actually did not think that he was going to go through with it until he did that. And when he did that, I was like, oh my God, he's actually going to get married. Do you know what I'm saying? So it took me by surprise when he did a 360. And I'm like, ooh. But actually, when he was saying his vow, I thought to myself, it doesn't seem, you know, like he's going to go through with it at that moment, because it just seemed a bit dry. It didn't seem like, you know, like somebody who was in love or wanted to, you know, like, I don't know, it just wasn't, it didn't come across like something you'd say to your spouse, you know, at the wedding. Her one did. Do you know what I'm saying? Hers was romantic. Hers was kind. You could tell it's from the heart. For him, you could tell that he didn't even say, I love you at the end of the speech. So for me, I was just like, it's a bit dodgy. So, you know, but it is sad. It is sad, you know, and I felt bad for Maria. I'm not going to lie. I don't think his points, here's the thing, because he said that Maria helped him to not be judgmental and how to accept people for who they are and all that kind of stuff. But it, you know, did she really? Because his reasons of saying, like, you know, if they had kids, he wouldn't want his kids, his son, to be taught by Maria that, you know, he's meant to cover all the bills and he's meant to cover all the finances, and he doesn't want his daughter to expect that, you know, she shouldn't be paying anything, and he wants her to be independent. I just think that's a bullshit excuse. If I can be honest right now, I think that's a bullshit excuse. I think it's really stupid. You know, don't get me wrong. You don't want your kids to be used, but at the end of the day, you know, a man's meant to be a provider, and that is that. A man's meant to be a provider. Like, that's the issue that I have in this society. A lot of men, and sometimes us women as well, a lot of men want an old-fashioned woman with old-fashioned value, but they want to act like a modern man in this modern world. They want to split down 50-50, but they still want that woman to give 100% of housewife, all this and all that. That's not how it works. You either have to deal with the fact that, okay, we're going 50-50 and 50-50 all the way split down the middle. The house chore 50-50, the kids 50-50, the bills 50-50, or you let me live in my femininity and you be the masculine man in the household and you be that provider. Okay, what men don't understand these days is that anything you give a woman, she'll multiply. She will. Give her a house, she provide a home. Give her food, she provide meal. You know what I mean? Give her a little bit of sperm. You know all that work. Baby 9 months time. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is, it's just like, I feel like what he said did not make much of the sense to me. And I feel like, yeah, people might want an independent woman and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, it's not that she's not independent. It's not that she's not independent. And I guess when you have different kind of way of thinking and different beliefs, you know, it is things that it's not going to be easy to overlook. So maybe they did make the right decision for them. I honestly think they made the right decision for them, because I don't think they are compatible. I feel like I saw a lot of doubts in Tom from that moment of when he mentioned about the thing with her job. I feel like that for me would have been a hard pill to swallow. And then to see how he behaved with Natasha, for me, I felt there and then that he was trying to tell Natasha that I'm available. I might not go through with this. But you know what I mean? That's how I felt. So I'm not exactly surprised, but I am feeling very sorry for her, because it's like to go through that whole emotional state, like knowing that you're getting married, or you think you're getting married, you're thinking about your father not being there and all that. But the one thing that I like is that she's got the support of her family. I love, and I actually shed a tear, and I'm gonna get a little bit emotional here. Like, I basically shed a tear for when I saw Maria and her family, because you can see her sister, you know, you can tell that's a big sister. You know what I'm saying? She's so protective, and her brother, and when she was saying to her brother how she felt, no. Guys, I get very emotional because I don't have my brother here anymore. My brother was killed many years ago, my older brother. So when I talk about things like this, it makes me a little bit emotional. So I'm just gonna woosah the moment away. But for me, I just love the relationship that they have. I think it's beautiful, and it got me all teared up while I was watching that. And I'm glad that she has the support of her family to help her to get through this, you know, what she's feeling and all this kind of thing. Because it's like a level of rejection when you open up your heart to somebody, and then it's embarrassing regardless of how you look at it. You might know that it can go either way, but at the same time it is difficult. And you could see the shock on her family's face, like her brother, her mom, you know, her sister felt so let down, and you could tell the mom was really upset, because obviously that's her baby girl. Do you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. But like I said, I felt like I kind of expected it from what I saw unfold in like episode 9. But anyways, guys, let's flip back to episode 9 for a little bit at Jasmine and Bobby and Jasmine's mom. So Bobby finally met Jasmine's mom, and to be honest with you, sometimes they say you have to be careful how you get into certain relationships. You know, my mom used to always say that she likes a man whose mom is dead and buried. Because, and I get it, it sounds harsh, but I get it, because some mother-in-laws can be mother-in-law from the pit of hell. I tell you this right now, and I'm not saying that Jasmine's mom is a mother-in-law from pit of hell, so don't come for me. But my thing is, people need to understand, uni does not make you educated. It does not make you intelligent, because you got a lot of people that go to uni and they don't know A from Bullfoot, right? They don't know nothing. You ask them a question, they can't string up a proper sentence. They can't do nothing. Listen, people, the way that people put this whole university thing as if it is the be all and end all, you know what I'm saying? They need to stop. They need to stop. You know what I'm saying? That comment that Jasmine's mom made and said how, you know, she's better off marrying somebody who's been to uni, and then she has the audacity to go on and say it's hard to communicate or be with somebody who's uneducated. Excuse me, Madam Wese? Because right now her ignorance is screaming uneducated to me. Do you know what I'm saying? Because how dare you? Do you know what I mean? And even when she's asking where they're gonna live, and Bobby said, you know, I don't mind moving to London, and she's like, well, London is expensive, and Bobby said, well, I think I can afford it. I can afford it. I've got enough to take care of us. I earn enough. And she's like, oh, you do? The way she rolled her eyes, do you know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, what is wrong with this woman? The problem is with Jasmine's mom. I feel like, you know, sometimes when we don't have a lot of mothers, when they don't have a man in their life, right? They have kids, they want to be too invested in their kid's life. The mother will act like she is a son's woman, or sometimes the mother will act like she is the daughter's best friend. Listen, mothers are mothers, and listen, it's good to have a good relationship, and I'll even say call your mom your best friend, but at the same time there's boundaries. There's boundaries. The Bible said when when a man marry a woman, that's it. Those are your priority. Your husband and your wife, those are the priority. Your kids come next. But God, your wife, right, are your husband, and then your picking. You never see your mother-in-law or your mother, right? So she needs to mind her business. For me personally, I feel like Jasmine's mother is probably going to be the issue for them, because she wants to be involved in everything. Jasmine, you could see where she was trying to say, Mom, well, I can't tell you everything now, like, you know, because if I might say something when we're upset, you know, you might turn against Bobby. I can't be telling you every single thing, every argument. And she's like, yeah, I want to know. You guys need to tell me. Boundaries. She's your child. She is your child, not one of your girlfriends. Boundaries. You see what I'm saying? Yes, you should be able to talk to your mom and your parents about anything. I get it. That's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is this woman don't know boundaries. She doesn't know that there's a fine line, right? A fine line. And to be honest with you, when she was acting up in front of Bobby, I'm saying to myself, you know what? I can't blame Bobby if he actually said, you know what, I'm not going to do this. Because I'm very mindful of the family that I get into, because at the end of the day, when you're with a partner, when you take up a man, you take up in burdens, right? And vice versa, when you take up a woman, you take up her burdens. And sometimes people, the just association, just being with somebody can really kind of put a downer on your life, both spiritually, like emotionally, mentally, and all of that kind of stuff. And that's why they say when you're choosing a partner, you gotta choose proper, correctly. You gotta be careful. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I love how Bobby and Jasmine are together, but I fear that mother, I don't know. I feel like the mother might be, if she doesn't like stop this madness, I fear that she might like be the wedge between them. Do you know what? I get it as well. The fact that it's her daughter and she loves her, that's her princess. But at the same time, boundaries, it needs to be established, and very quickly as well, if they have any chance or hope of surviving as a married couple. That's what I personally think. But anyways, guys, so let's move on to Steven and Sabrina. I'm not gonna lie, I love seeing Steven and Sabrina together. I do. I think they look beautiful together. You know, from day dot, you know, you can see the love between them oozing out of them. They're very paused, like you could tell that they're in love. And to be honest, I had no doubts that those two would get married. No doubts whatsoever. Steven, he has a really good way with words, and just the stuff that he was saying in his vows, I literally, my heart just kind of it just overwhelmed with joy for them. And I just know, I feel like they're gonna make it. I feel like Sabrina and Steven, I feel like they're gonna make it. I have high hopes for them, and I have a good feeling about them. I really do, and I do wish them the best. I'm glad that they got through this hurdle, and now I guess for chapter 4. But I wish them the best because I just think they look amazing together. And from day dot, they knew, you know, they found their person. I strongly believe this. And you know, sometimes, you know, this might be an experiment, but sometimes you might have those 1 and 2 couples that actually work in these experiments. And I think that Stephen and Sabrina, they're one of these couples. They're one of these lucky couples, and I wish them all the best, honestly. Let's talk about Ollie and Demi. Um, Boy, I don't know. Throughout episode 9, I'm like, oh, I love how they are. I love how Ollie talks about Demi. You could tell that he's now opened up himself to be vulnerable. You can tell that he really has fallen for her. And, you know, throughout episode 9, I'm thinking, yes, you know, it's mutual, it's mutual, it's mutual. And I do think Demi love him, but I'm going to be honest here, guys. I don't think she's going to marry him. I don't think she's going to marry him. And I think it's because of the fact that during that time that they weren't together, she was saying the communication wasn't good. And for me, that would have bothered me also, because an indicator of how you feel about me. For me, my thing is, one of the things I always say is that if you love somebody, they're always on your mind. And if they're constantly on your mind, right, you're going to want to talk to them. And you're going to message them or you're going to call them, right? So the fact that she hasn't heard anything from him, for me, I would have been like, well, he obviously, he doesn't love me enough, because I want you to want me. I want you to love me. I want you to show me that you love me, right? And this is what I say to any guy that I met, like even quite recently, I said it to this one person. I said, you know, I want you to show me how you feel about me, because I'm not going to invest my feelings, my heart and my soul into something that I don't feel, that it's not you need to take the time to show me how you feel about me as a person, because at the end of the day, I don't have no time to invest no more feelings, honey, in no place where the style where the style now work it taunted. Nah, do it. You know what I'm saying? But I honestly feel, and I feel like Ollie's gonna leave with a broken heart, because I feel that Demi is not going to marry Ollie. I feel he's not. I feel like he would if it was him that was asked first. But I feel like she's gonna say no. Based off that, the fact that they didn't have any conversation, and I think also based off the fact that I know she said she started this journey in being insecure because of her weight and stuff like that, and she's been around all these girls that's a lot skinnier, but I could tell that her confidence definitely has grown. But I feel like in the back of her head, she's also going to be wondering, you know, would Ollie say yes? You know, but at the same time, she's also concerned about the fact that this is a big decision, because it is a big decision, right? It's a big decision. You know, he couldn't even commit to contacting me, like maintaining contact during the time that we were apart, right? So how are you going to commit 2 years of marriage to me? And I think that's what some men don't understand. It's the little things. And I feel like Ollie's going to leave with a heart broken, because I feel like he genuinely do really have feelings for Demi. I think he does, but I think he struggles. I think he struggles a lot, but I think he does have this genuine feelings for her. And I feel like she does as well, you know, but it's sad. But I don't know, guys. Comment down below and let me know what you think she's going to do. I instantly stopped it because I didn't want it to go over into episode 11, because I wanted to do a completely different video for that finale. So I don't know, but I'm nervous for Ollie, but my belief is that Demi's not going to go through with it. And to be honest, it is one of those things, you just don't know. You don't know. And I might be wrong. She might go through with it, even though she's having her doubts, because she's having doubts, you know. She might go through with it and he might not want to. You just never know. But I don't know. I just have this feeling in my gut that she's not going to go through with it. That's how I feel. I don't know. I might be wrong, but that's how I feel, guys. That's how I feel. So in episode 9, we saw where Nicole met Benaya's family, and they seem to like her. You know, obviously she spoke to them about the whole situation, about the Sam and choosing Sam over Benaya, because obviously he had gone home and, you know, they had seen him in bids, and, you know, it was a tough time for him. So they had to witness that. So I feel like she had to go through that little explanation of what her mindset was, or, you know, what she was thinking about and why she decided to go with Sam and all that kind of stuff. But in the end, they were accepting and they love her, and they gave, you know, they gave Benaya, you know, the blessing for him to move forward into marriage with Nicole, if that's what he truly wants, which I think is really good. So I honestly feel like, I don't know, I feel like Benaya will definitely be up for marriage. I don't know whether Nicole was gonna get cold feet or not, because she did say she wasn't thinking about getting married again, but Benaya changed that. But, you know, bear in mind, she was okay with Sam at the beginning and then she didn't. I don't know. I feel like she might end up going with it. I feel like she might go with the flow. This is what I think. I think she might go with the flow and might say yes, but it's 50-50. That's what I think. I think Benaya will definitely say yes, but I think it's 50-50. I don't know, but we'll just have to wait and see. But so far, we know that Tom walked away from Maria, left her at the altar. And we know that the beautiful Mr. and Mrs. Smith got married, Sabrina and Steven. And currently, we just have to wait till episode 11 to see what Demi says. And I just wish them the best. I'm not going to say I hope she says yes or I hope she says no. I hope she does what's best for her, because that is very important. You know, that's my thing on it. I hope she does what's best for her. But anyways, I think that is my little recap for the night. Yes, guys, I think I'm done. So that's my review for episode 9 and 10 of the Love and Bond UK. I feel like my prediction is my prediction for the next couples. I feel like there's a 50-50 chance of Benaya. I think Benaya and Nicole might go through with it. I think Benaya definitely would. I feel like Nicole will. I feel like she might like go back and forth because of the fact she was married before, but I feel like I think she will. I think she'll go through with it. That's what I think. Even though I'm just like, will she? I feel like she will go through with it. Demi, I feel like Demi might not. I think Demi might not. I don't think Demi and Ollie will get married. I don't. I'll be surprised if they decide to, but I'd be happy if they did. I'll be happy if they didn't anyways, because I just wanted to do what's best for them. But I feel like Demi is gonna say no. I don't know why I feel that. I feel like Demi's gonna say no. I feel like Benaya and Nicole will go through with it. I feel like Jasmine, well, I feel deep down that Jasmine and Bobby will go through with it. Unless at last minute, Bobby kind of thinks more about the whole situation of Jasmine's mom, because that can put anybody off. You know what I'm saying? It can put anybody off. So I feel like if he decides not to, that will be the reason, you know, and I can't blame him. Freddie and Catherine, I really hope Freddie doesn't. I really, really hope that Freddie doesn't marry Catherine. Let them take time to get to know each other if they want to later on, but I just don't think they're compatible at all. And I really hope that he decides not to, because I just don't think, I think they're two different people. I think they handle situations differently, and sometimes opposite attracts, but we also have to understand that this is not always the case, right? So for me, I just think that they need to leave it. But anyways, guys, I am done with this review slash recap. If you haven't yet thumbs up the video, please give the video a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, please subscribe before you leave, because the girl's trying to get to 5k subscribers. Guys, I'm hoping I'm loud enough in this video, because I've been trying to keep my voice down, because I'm sure now it's probably after 1, because so far I'm seeing this video is 31 minutes. So therefore, it's about 1 o'clock in the morning and I have work. I gotta get up at about 6 o'clock in the morning. So I don't know if I'm gonna edit this video tonight or tomorrow on my way to work or at work. I don't know, but you guys will be getting the video no later than tomorrow. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna love you and I'm gonna leave you, and I'll see y'all in my next review. But for now, keep it sassy, delicious.